we discuss about atom. What is atom? Atom is the smallest part of ordinary matter. So what is atom? It is the smallest part of an ordinary matter, and solid, liquid, gas and plasma is composed of neutral and ionized atom. So what is neutral and ionized atom? We will discuss about neutral and ionized atom later in this video. Now question is that the term atom, where it is come from? The atoms is a Greek word. Atoms, it is a Greek word and means, this Greek word means uncuttable. This means uncuttable, and it was coined by the Greek philosopher Leucippus and disciple Democritus. Leucippus and his Democritus. At first, the scientist John Dalton first gave his atomic theory. The John Dalton, he gives his atomic theory, and that means John Dalton, and we known as John Dalton's atomic theory. So atoms consist two parts generally. One is nucleus and another is electrons. Nucleus is in the center and electrons are surrounded by the nucleus. This nucleus has also two parts, and that is protons and neutrons. In nucleus, protons and neutrons together is called as nucleons. That is, protons plus neutrons is known as nucleons. Electrons and protons are charged particles, but neutron is neutral. Electrons and protons are charged particles. And electrons is negatively charged. But protons is positively charged. That's why we say that nucleus is positively charged. We say that nucleus is positive charged and electrons is negative charged. The attraction between it is what it is electrons, and this is nucleus. So the attraction between electron and nucleus, this attraction force is known as electromagnetic force. The attraction between nucleus and electron is known as electromagnetic force. Attraction between nucleus and electron is its electromagnetic force. But in which force? In the nucleus, protons or neutrons adjust. Protons or neutrons adjust in the nucleus by a nuclear force. And we also know that the number of protons and the number of electrons are same of a neutral atom. So number of protons equals to number of number of electrons. In which neutral case? Neutral atom. So what is neutral atom and what is ionized atom? Neutral atom is when the number of protons and the number of electrons will be equal. That means we may consider that oxygen has 8 electrons and oxygen has 8 protons. That means oxygen is neutral. But if we say that oxygen has 8 protons but it has 10 electrons, that means oxygen is not neutral, it is ionized. And what it is? If the number of electrons is greater than the number of protons, that means the atom is negatively charged. If number of electrons is less than the number of protons, that means atoms is positively charged. So if the number of electrons is equals to number of protons, then atoms is called neutral atom. And if the number of atoms is less than the number of electrons, that means number of electrons is greater than the number of protons, then it is called negatively charged atom. And if the number of protons is greater than the number of electrons, then the atom is called positively charged. And we write oxygen, and it is oxygen -2 and this is oxygen +2. This means oxygen has 8 protons. This also has 8 protons. And this also has 8 protons. Always remember the thing that if the atom is same, proton number will be same. Always proton numbers will be same, but electron number is not always same. They're different. For in this case, this is 8 protons and 8 electrons. But in that case, it has 10 electrons. We say that number of protons is less than, if the number of protons is less than the number of electrons, then the atom is called negatively charged. So that is 2 negative. That means 2 electrons, number of 2 electrons is greater. So there is 10 electrons and there it will be 6 electrons. If we consider this atom nickel 28, 58, this is